let's talk about SmackDown. That's where it's announced there's going to be 6 men in this Hell in a Cell for the WWF Championship. The 6 men are Kurt Angle, the world champion, Triple H, fresh off the return, The Undertaker, just destroying everybody, The Rock, who got double crossed, I suppose, by Rikishi, who ran over Austin with a car.
He did it for The Rock, brother.
And Stone Cold. I've heard people use terms to describe these multi-man matches like this, and they aren't necessarily radio friendly. From a production standpoint,
Clusterfuck is not radio friendly.
Does it represent the same challenge from a production standpoint? I mean, I know the guys call it a clusterfuck because you got so much going on and everybody's trying to do their stuff, but also stay out of everybody else's way. From a production standpoint, you know, sometimes like when you've got a battle royal or like when WCW used to do those 3-ring battle royals, there's so much going on. It's hard to really keep up with it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you cover? Yes. It's challenging at best. And you know, camera 2 is your friend because it's post to post.
Meltzer would point out that there is a history with the Hell in a Cell at this point, and there is probably an expectation in the minds of fans. And I think that expectation probably only grew as time went on. But did you feel like in 2000 here, we've sort of conditioned the fans to be looking for and expecting a big bump? I mean, we saw the one with Hunter and Cactus. Who could forget the one with Mick Foley or Mankind as it was, and The Undertaker? And even before that, the very first one, it's not on top, but still the big bump from Shawn through the table. Do you just know, hey, if we're doing a Hell in a Cell, somebody's got to take a big bump? Is that just understood at this point, do you think?
It was understood with the talent.
Yeah.
Wasn't understood with me. I hated it.
Unnecessary.
Mick did his bump. Great. Wasn't wild about that. But, you know, that there were a lot of safety precautions put in. But, man, to me, it was, and even with the safety precautions, Nick gets all of his teeth knocked out. Didn't work like it was supposed to. A lot of different things that can go wrong. And I cringe I just cringe every time that somebody tries to one up. Well, this has never been done. Well, there's a reason it's never been done. And I didn't always have the most confidence in some of the folks that would set things up like that. And that worried me as well. But I think that we should have stopped it and made the Hell in a Cell be what the Hell in a Cell should have been. And that's a structure that takes place inside the cell. Otherwise,
You mean a match inside the structure?
A match inside the cell, yeah. Everything takes place inside the cell.
Right. RTC would defeat Road Dogg and K-Quick in a tag title match, and Meltzer would say he doesn't understand the constant decision to beat the new guy. The WWF heads to the UK to run the Rebellion show from Sheffield. This is a UK only pay-per-view. Hunter has a bad back and hip, so he's pulled from the show. And it's also reported that Dynamite Kid was backstage. Were you at this show? Did you see Dynamite? Would this have been the first time you saw him in a long time?
God, I don't really remember. I vaguely remember, yes, but I don't recall much more other than seeing him and saying hello.
Right. The show is a huge success. It's a sellout, $536,000 and change at the gate. The only notable finish was William Regal, who was being cheered huge here, even though they're trying to turn him. Loses to Crash Holly and drops the title in a finish that Meltzer would describe as confusion, since Regal would leave with the belt. What the hell happened here? I mean, it does feel weird to have Regal drop the title in England to Crash, but then he leaves with the belt. What do you make of this? What do you remember?
It's his belt.
He didn't
He'd
lose it?
keep his pants up.
Oh, God. Listen to you, Vince.
Nah, shit. I don't know. It was make the audience happy.
Well, speaking of Vince, he returns to Raw. The ratings are actually down just a little bit, but the show ends with Vince taking a stunner from Austin, a rock bottom from The Rock, and a last ride from The Undertaker. That's right. Vince took all three of these finishes in the ring: a stunner, a rock bottom, and a last ride. I would not want to take that last ride. And this isn't even the highest rated segment on the show. It's Billy Gunn taking on Val Venus and Dean Malenko taking on Lita. That to me is, I mean, do you remember? Oh, look,
that's my nurse. My nurse is changing my ice right now.
Well, let's get a good shot at Kane. We need something good looking on the show. Show us your nipples.
That's
Kane.
it. No, you only get to see. No, you saw his nipples. That's it.
Damn it. I was trying to get an OnlyFans with Brother Love's son.
No.
Hey, did you see that the other Brother Love has got some legal problems?
I don't know that there is any other Brother Love. There's only one Brother Love, and I've got it trademarked, and you're looking at it.
Well,
anybody else wants to call himself Brother Love, Diddy, Pity, whatever his name is, I don't care. He ain't Brother Love.
By the way, if you just wanted to pursue that right now, it'd get a lot of headlines.
What's that?
You know, forcing them to change the name. Like, everybody's piling on P. Diddy these days. Like, they say that he ordered the hit on Biggie. They say that, or I guess he settled a lawsuit with Cassie after she had all kinds of crazy stuff. And I guess there's a couple more, and lots of rumor and innuendo out there. Now might be your chance. Get a little, get some of that Puff Daddy rub, or cash, or both.
Man, we met old Puffy when Puffy was just old Puff Daddy.
Yep.
And he couldn't have been kinder and nicer and just a gentleman. And we worked with him before, and I always found him to be nothing but a gentleman, man. And everybody goes through hard times, but he ain't Brother Love.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.